എന്നേசுവേ എൻ ജീവൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേസുവേ എൻ ബലൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേസുവേ എൻ ജീവൻ നീരല്ലോ, എന്നേസുവേ എൻ ബലൻ നീരല്ലോ. സിയോനിൻ വാതിലിൽ വെളിച്ചം നീരല്ലോ, നിസ്സരം മുഖം കണ്ട് എന്നും കളിപ്പേ. സിയോനിൻ വാതിലിൽ വെളിച്ചം നീരല്ലോ, നിസ്സരം മുഖം കണ്ട് എന്നും കളിപ്പേ.
A very good evening to all of you. We welcome all the viewers and subscribers of Melki TV, Tamil Tolekachi Kristwa channel, and especially viewers of Speaking Books to our episode. And this is our 36th episode with 36th new book. And the presenter is already he has reviewed for us, and he has also come in as a panel to us. So we thank you all for supporting us, for viewing our program. So nowadays in Speaking Books, we are seeing n number of books which is teaching us about our spirituality, how to grow spiritually, how to grow in Lord, and how to know about the warfare of Satan, and how to stop ourselves falling to his deception. And we have also seen a lot of books about mission. So today is also a special book. So today we will be seeing the book called Reformation in Foreign Missions by Bob Finley, and Rev Sridharan Kalistas sir would be reviewing the book for us. We hope it would be quite useful for all of us who are in the ministry. So today we have become a bit late. We are late, but we have come with the latest topic which would be useful for all the Christians, so that we may know how to go about the mission work. So first of all, I would like to welcome Sridharan sir for coming to our show and taking his valuable time. Sir is very busy, and yet he took the time to review this book for us. And I also would like to welcome our panel, Chiradeep Patra brother. Chiradeep brother is the usual our panel member. So he himself is an author, and it's a great privilege to have among the South Indians a special North Indian panel, and will have a variety in our program. And we have another panel. She's also a regular, Sister Sangeetha James from Mumbai. Thank you, sister. Thank you from your work commitments and home commitments, and to be part of a panel. So without much delay, we will go to the program, and I would like to turn the mic to Sridharan sir to give his presentation. Sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good evening, all. I'm really sorry that because of me only, we had to start it late. Let us talk directly about the book. As I am a theological teacher, and my field or my department is missiology, I give more importance to missiological books. So this is one of the very revolutionary book that I have ever come across, written by a former missionary to China in 1950s from America. And after his tenure as a missionary in China, coming back to America, he started to campaign among the Christians and foreign mission agencies in Western countries, mostly in America, to give an understanding or a reformed understanding of the mission which was going in the middle of the 20th century. And he was continuing to do campaign among the sending agents in America to reform their understanding of the mission or foreign missions as it was going on at that time. So today, this book was published by Christian Aid in 2004. So they deemed it as a necessary book even now for our own context. Because today, in our Indian context, we are in the in the public scenario, we are being accused that the Christianity is a foreign religion and Christianity is a colonial religion. So this book is very relevant for us to face this particular allegation brought against us. In one sense, that particular accusation has some positive value or some grain of truth in it, because the foreign missions or missionaries and missionary agencies, the way they have come here and in the context in which they have come, actually justify this kind of accusations. So it is taken as a tool in the hands of the Hindutva people to bring about this accusation. But we can say, yes, there are so many arguments to prove otherwise, that Christianity is not a Western religion and it is from Asia, and it is not at all a religion. So many arguments are there. We are not going to talk about that in this book, but we are going to, first of all, human tendency, when we are being criticized by someone at us, then we will start to defend us. That is the human tendency. But a Christian is to listen, because we have 2 ears and only one mouth. So we have to listen twice and see whether there is some truth in it. Bob Finley's book actually challenges us to accept the reality that the foreign missions that was going on in 19th and 20th century, and unfortunately even today, some of the agencies are carrying out, or they still continue to do the same kind of mission work in countries, like third world countries like India and Sri Lanka. And their mission is actually kind of a colonial mission. So that is accusation. So when the missionaries were coming here, they were coming in the context of colonialism only. So the missionaries, though they were not part of the colonization, they were coming to the countries in the context of colonization, and they are from the races of the colonizers, and they were in association with the colonizing authorities and the administration of the colonizing powers, and they were doing the mission. So it is not to say that the Christian mission is part of colonization, but it was in the context of colonization. So it has some of the values of colonization in it. That is what actually Bob Finley is trying to say. And he is critically looking at the mission practices going on, and he accept the superior mentality of most of the foreign missionaries and their alien or very different and affluent culture, which is an irrelevant scenario in the poor countries, third world countries. And he goes on to examine many more problems in the foreign missions, and he started to advocate a very radical different model for doing missions in foreign countries. And it is very interesting that he brings the model from the Acts of the Apostles. So according to him, it is really striking, and it is a real challenge for me and for most of the people who are involved in mission studies and missionary work, that the model which is given to us in Acts of the Apostle is not sending the foreigners to the foreign culture to do mission. he is taking the example of the Pentecostal scenario. You see, who were the people who came there? They were all, though Jewish in their racial identity, were the native people of the countries from which they have come to Jerusalem. So God was ordering the events of the history in such a way that the Jewish people were scattered and were living among the aliens, and they were learning their culture. They were living as Greeks, the 18 races mentioned in the second chapter of the book of Acts. And they were really living as Greeks and Phoenicians and all other races. But they were Jews because of their religion and their annual festivals. They were coming to Jerusalem. And at that point of time, God was coming and filling them, and they were all being converted. And now they are the missionaries sent back to their own cultures, their own countries. You see, he says that this is the model of the mission, not to send a foreigner with a foreign culture and a very different lifestyle to foreign culture to do missions. And he analyzes so many problems that has come up with this model of sending foreign missionaries. So I have highlighted few of the issues that I would like to tell that. First, the poor countries, the locals in those countries see these missionaries as cultural colonialism, because missionaries were not really aware of the difference between the gospel and the Western culture at the outset. So only late, after some time, they came to know that we should be able to distinguish between the culture and the gospel, particularly the Western culture and the gospel. Initially, they were not able to do that. So the accusation that foreign missions are cultural colonialism is a valid one. So that's his first point. And then he says that it is not the New Testament model from the event of the Pentecostal mission sending or mission practice. And then he says that most of the foreign missions are just business enterprises of expanding their respective denominational kingdoms rather than incarnating into a given context or any given cultural setting the gospel into them. Instead, they were all coming into the different contexts, and they were all planting their own denominations. So that's why we have so many denominations in our countries, like Baptists, Presbyterians, Anglicans, Brethren, so many Pentecostals, so many denominations. And the local people in India, for example, they are simply accusing us that you also have so many divisions among you, as we have caste divisions among us. This is kind of another accusation brought against us. It is because of the failure of the mission agencies to incarnate into our context and bring about gospel community in our own context through the mission of incarnating into any given context. And that is another thing that he is pointing out. And then in this way, they have been actually hindering the gospel rather than propagating or the advancement of the gospel. And another thing that he points out is the superiority of theology and culture of the Western churches and missionaries. And here I would like to point out one fact, that we cannot deny the fact that the foreign missionaries were really having a superior mentality about their race, culture, and lifestyle. This is being proved by the fact that in my research, I have found out that there is only one missionary in the 20th century who married a Indian woman in Tamil Nadu, and all others, almost all others, went back to Europe or from where they have come and married their own race people and came back to do mission. So it shows that they have not incarnated into the mission field to do the mission. So these are valid things to consider. So the same model is now being followed in India. So this is the reason why I just wanted to introduce the book to the people, and so many other things are there. And he is a very elegant writer, and he is giving so much information about these problems, and also he relates the issues with so many anecdotes from his own missionary experience and other missionaries experiences also. So we had to read that book. That's all about the book. I just want to say, but it is very, very relevant today, because you see, Tamil Nadu people are so mission minded, and we are proud of it. And we have sent so many missionaries from Tamil Nadu to the other parts of India. But you see, the same missionary model is being followed. Those who are coming from Tamil Nadu to the northern states, they will not marry there, most of them. They will come back to Tamil Nadu and marry. The same is true of the Keralite missionaries. They are so attached to their Keralite lifestyle. So they go back to Kerala and get married and come back. So you see, the incarnational model of mission is not being followed even today. So we need to understand that foreign mission is to be done by the natives. Some people today from America and some other Western countries also, they completely ignore the 300 years of mission history in India and other third world countries, and they are starting to send missionaries even today from their countries. The white skinned people are coming to India and Sri Lanka, and they wanted to start their own denominations here. So it is real absurdity and arrogance to ignore the mission history of 300 years in the third world countries. And we have to do theology in our context. We have to learn in the context, and the conversion should happen not only in the people who bring the not only the people to whom we bring the gospel. Conversion is to happen to the people who are bringing the gospel to the people. That is what the model of the apostle Peter, as it is described in chapter 10 and 11 of the book of Acts. So this is a very relevant book. This is a very challenging book for the mission of whatever the cross-cultural mission happening everywhere in the world. And also to point out some of the errors, and he is actually talking about the disparity, economical disparity between Western world and the third world countries, and sending the people from an affluent country with an affluent lifestyle to a poor country is a wrong thing that he is talking about. All that, I'm very happy, but he fails to talk about the reason for the disparity. So we cannot really expect something from evangelism book to talk about the holistic mission. But anyway, we have to think about that also. So I think this is a good introduction or good book for us to read before we do any meaningful incarnational mission cross-culturally. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I think this is the best and shortest review in the episode of Speaking Books. Sir, as usual, when he takes a book, he gives his own interpretation, and he never lets the entire content of the book to the viewers. He makes sure that the viewers buy the book get to know about the book. Thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing the book to us, because most of the mission books, it always tells the best qualities or bring the positive points of Christian missions. So this is the first book which points out the hard reality and which every Christian should accept. Often what happens is we have this higher, I could say, holier than thou attitude, that I am a child of God, I know the best. And those who don't know God, they are always a level below me. So the same attitude has been brought out by the author. He has told that how the missions are failing and the reason for failing has been brought out very beautifully. So, sir told about cultural supremacy. Sir told about how the missions are working as a business enterprise to work as the extension of their denomination. And he has also pointed out that how the marriage and how the personal life is, and how they have shown that their theology, their race, their culture is far better than though where they are actually ministering in the third countries. So if we come out of this zone, then only we will be able to effectively bring out the gospel to the people, and then only there would be a transformation. If we do it superficially and we have something else in our mind, that mission is bound to fail. So thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing this book to us. And so we have as a panel brother Chiradeep Patra and Sangeetha sister. So I would like to start with Sister Sangeetha to give a feedback.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity. First of all, sir has given a very good presentation. First of all, I would like to tell about that. Sir, what I learned about missionary is like what I came to know, like in all history books which I teach for 8th standard, that is Britishers came to India. Okay, they came here for trading, and then after that, in that syllabus, like actually in that book, what is has been given is Britishers came over here, and they when they brought the when they started preaching. Okay, when the missionary has come to India, so the main reason is that they wanted to convert the people. So during those times, many of them have taken the objection that here their main motive is to convert the people. So because of that, missionary has to be stopped, and they should not come to India. All that is written. So when while explaining, I tell them that like wrongly it has been said that they have come to India, and for like they came here for helping the people, and then after that here they set up the schools. They came with a good intention, but in the book what has been written is that they came here for conversion. Okay, with some they wanted to rule over here. Britishers wanted to rule over here, that's why they brought this conversion. So Christian, many people have to turn into Christians. They want to change the religion. Hinduism has to be people should Hinduism has to be reduced. So this way it has been written. So actually missionary purpose is good, that they came to India so that many people will convert into Christianity, and they should know about the gospel. They should know that the real who is the who is Jesus. Okay, and Jesus gave his blood, and there is also all these things the children are not aware of it. So while explaining, I turn that topic and I tell the children. So in this book, so, sir has given the importance has been given to missionaries. Missionaries have to come to all these poorer nations like Sri Lanka or India or Asian countries, so that people will come to know about the religion, and many people will come to know about Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Nice to know that while teaching to kids in school, so some or other, you're bringing a light to them. Thank you so much. And we have Chiradeep Patra, sir. And I think this topic would be of much interest to Chiradeep, brother. And let us hear his feedback.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Brother Sir Sridharan has made it very short and sweet, and he took the gist out of the whole book instead of, as Sister Jemima said, that he did not went into too much of detail about the book, but he brought out the juice out of it. I worked in a mission for 20 years before I left it. So I know how things what were the ways we operate, how we operate. Like whenever we have to appoint a missionary in a field or evangelist, whatever you can say, what we used to do is, suppose somebody gives us application that I want to work with you. So we see how much they used to work, how much where they work, and what is their culture, and we put them exactly where they are. Not we don't send a I suppose we don't work in South India. As before I told, South India is saturated with missions, so we usually work in the North India, because 70% of unreached area is in North India. So our focus was on North India. And suppose a person from Odisha, or forget about Odisha, from Cuttack, if he comes to work in Calcutta, he will be denied. If he's an evangelist, if he's an office worker, then he will be put in the office. That's a different matter. But if he's an evangelist, then he will never be allowed to work in Bengal. He will be sent back to Cuttack only to work among his own people. So contextualization is very important. That is that I have learned, though I was not directly involved in the field, because I used to work as an accountant, but I knew how we process. So it is very important when Sir said that they were working in their own culture. So all the people, they were sent back to their own people, where they can relate. Like one person, like how we followed the Western culture. Even the missionaries, suppose the local missionaries, okay, if they come with suppose in South India, where lungi and shirt is the what do you call, the attire. And after knowing Christ, we become evangelist or Christian with suit and boot. So that is a very weird thing to do that. When you are working with your own people, they won't be able to relate with you. They will think that this is colonialism, and somebody else from the outside who has come to share the gospel, who will not understand our culture, our pain, our suffering. So I'm sure that this book must have dealt about all those things. So I'll definitely go for this book. So we keep adding to our list. I don't know how many of us we buy the book, but I'm sure one day, because this is an interesting book, some interesting book we should buy, because there are very similar books. Like I presented 2 books completely about Bible studies, okay, studying the Bible. So we can choose which one is the better, we can go for it. But this is a unique book. This is something to do with mission. And all those who are in mission, they will definitely be interested. They will have interest to buy this book. So thank you so much, brother, for bringing out this book. This is an important book for the missions and the mission leaders. So that's all I have. The review is short. Even the reviews of review is also short.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Yes, we shouldn't extend the time beyond the duration of the reviewer's time. But yes, it's true that we are living in Indian soil. So we have to take care that how we do mission here, contextually, that which should be applicable and connect to the people's heart, the way we need to find out, and then only it would work out. So Western people have their own values, their own culture, as Sir said, their own lifestyle. And when we bring that baggage to the people with that, they will definitely say these are strangers to us. They are imposing their values upon us. They are trying to destroy our Sanatan Dham. This is what has been happening now. So recently also, I think today morning or yesterday, we must have seen in news, famous personality Nick, he has come to Hyderabad for a live show, and it has been blown out of proportion that he has come for proselytization, and a lot of issues are going on. So a lot of such things are happening in our country. So we need to be very careful. We need to develop a new model which would work in our soil, which will connect to the people's soil, and at the same time, those in the administrative level, they should also not feel threatened. Yes, they are doing something for the people, they are doing something for the society, they are not proselytization. That thought should come for, and I don't know how many years it would take, but yes, this book would surely help for all those who are in mission field, I think. Thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing this book to us, and thank you, Sister Sangeetha James and Brother Chiradeep Patra, for bringing your feedback to yes, yes. We are staying in one single country, so even here only there are a lot of differentiation between the North Indian Christians and South Indian Christians. South Indian Christians will hesitate a lot to go to North Indian. Even North Indians will feel that same way. But yes, we need to break the barrier in the same way as Christ broke all the barriers. He broke the cultural barrier. He broke the barrier of heaven and earth. So as his children of God, we need to break all those barriers and bring the gospel to every heart. So thank you, sir. Thank you for bringing this book to us. Viewers, we thank you all for being with us, and we hope it would be of more important for you. This book would be for you. So kindly go for this book, and I don't know where it will be available. I think it will be available in Amazon. So do purchase this book and let everyone be benefited in mission fields or in ministry and whatever way, so that we can learn. So we will come again to you next week with another book with a new presenter. Till then, bye. Good night. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir.
It is available on Amazon.
Okay, okay. Sir, you want to say something, sir?
Yeah, if you want to read my review, you can read it in Academia.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, so sir has written a review about this book in Academia. So it is a actually great website portal where a lot of books reviews would be there. So if sir would send the link to us in our speaking books, it would benefit everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time for us. Thank you, brother. Thank you, sister. Have a nice day. Bye.